another little thing about the interior. One of the things I do, I try to get air to the prop. It's so important to the full power, the power flow of the jet. So what I create here is these nacelles turn in back towards the fuse, and the fuse curves back up to the motor mount, okay, and actually supports the motor mount. This also gives me a little space. I like to put my notch my ESC in there so that it's getting good airflow on the way to the prop. But this really lets air, as you can see, it's like a big scoop, and it pulls air right into that prop. So you've got good prop exposure here, 180 degrees, except for the right there at the center where the motor is. To get that prop in good air, you're going to get some air through your nacelles. It'll be disturbed and won't exactly clear air. But then you're going to get another good 90 degrees or so of air coming through the bottom. And this really makes a difference on these planes as far as their thrust and their performances to give them that prop good air. So this little piece here, let me find my, here it is. This little piece here will notch into, and you'll have to cut that notch exactly. But let's see, this, I've got to put an arrow on the thing so you can tell which is supposed to be the front and the back, because they're both kind of dull. But you start this back edge equal with that back edge, like I do it, like I've shown on some of my other things, and you start taping. Just put little pieces of tape on here to hold it as you're putting these together. That's how you register the two halves. Actually, do it this way to register the two halves together. I'll put it on this side, and then glue it just like I was showing on my other pieces, other plans. You glue this pan piece in, and then this piece right here, this edge goes along that inside of the nacelle, and then you cut yourself a notch in that as it goes down, and then you glue all that in, and that gives you that trough. Say this straight edge like that, the angle down, and you're there right off that. Anyway, that's how you create that. Oh, pardon me, I'm doing it on the wrong piece, off this piece. There we go. Like that, for instance. And that notch, you got one on each side, that notches in, and that helps create this channel for the air to scoop in the prop. A very smooth, cool customer. Of course, you also have, as part of this, the KMF airfoils. I note this is the shorter portion is for ventral, and the upper one, the dorsal one, is, well, actually, I ended up not doing it that way. I had it to where I was going to run it all the way over, and I decided not to. I decided to let the air be more clear because of the effect you get from the KF airfoil. So I stopped the KF airfoil at the edge of the nacelle. So if you want to run it all the way over, that's your choice. I actually didn't. I do show the notch in here. That's just for the bottom, because I put the 5.3 millimeter tube right behind the motor mount on the bottom and run it out into the wing. This, and then the structure, of course, on the wing, these little end pods are on there, and in the real plane, that back end, it splits open as an air brake on the wingtips. So anyway. I think, oh, pardon me, the top piece. Like most of the top pieces for my planes, they're all basically made the same way. You'll want to put your left and your right and your fuse cap. You'll want to bevel this edge, and you'll want to, from this point forward, bevel that and leave this bottom part square. So, because it's pretty much vertical, and this one sits at an angle. So with that square, you want this one beveled to come into it. Let me do it this way for you. It's hard to see. There we go. Like that. Okay. Then you take your fuse cap, and of course this is the front, this is the back. You line each edge. You line that one up. I just put a little piece of tape, and then the same thing with the other side, and just work it forward and bring the thing down and around and over, and that gives you this shape here. Now, I like to put the hatchback here. It works great. The battery basically is going to straddle. You're going to find for balance, because your balance point is like the front side leading edge here at that point where that notch is for the leading edge flaps out there. But that's your balance point. So what I found is that my battery optimally goes right about, well, let me show you with the battery. I use a 3-cell 2200 roughly. It's going to just about straddle that, and you're that with, you know, slight variance one way or the other, depending on what, you know, how you build it and whatever, and what your actual motor weight is that you use. In this case, I'm using the Super Mega Jet from Grayson Hobby with a 7x5 prop. You know, there are other motors that will deliver same, they have basically the same specs, deliver the same performance. But anyway, that's where I put it. And I put the batteries, it's sitting on the bottom here, and I just put a piece of Velcro down there, and I've got another piece of Velcro here that supports my, when I get all this sorted out here, supports my receiver. And anyway, that's how that all goes together. But that's what you'll find, is it's going to balance, more or less right in there for your, but to work that, you know, you work that on your own model, work that out. Also, on the tail, I made an active tail with a servo back here, and then ran servo extensions to get the wiring all back in. I think I need to tape that one back down. Anyway, simple little rudder. It works, it's very effective on turns up there. Works very well. But if you're not going to do that, if you just want to have a fixed rudder, this could just be a single piece. I put two pieces together and bevel the edges to create that, and then just use tape. That needs a little work there, doesn't it? Go back together. But this plane has been up many times, and I've crashed, and I've replaced the nose. Anyway, there it is, the 5 easy piece Su-25 tank killer ground attack plane. And that's a wrap. That's it.